Good afternoon, folks. Ragnarok Ranger from the Ragnarok Theory. You'll have heard me talk about my priorities for survival. So mine would always be shelter, fire, water, food, first aid, rescue, navigation, just slotting where you need them, because if you were injured, first aid might become more important than shelter. But then 4 basic principles of survival. Okay, but today I'm going to shoot straight to principle 3, and I'm going to start talking about water collection, filtration, purification, and go through some of the kit that I've got, because in later videos to do with water collection and stuff, we'll be sometimes out in the field doing stuff, sometimes just testing pieces of kit, seeing how good they really are. So if drinking water is something you think you might need during a SHFT situation, don't go away, we'll be right back. Okay folks, welcome back. Let's crack straight into this. So, a little bit of background. Obviously I've been into the outdoors, survival, bushcraft, mountain walking for years and years and years. However, I do actually have a background in water collection, filtration, purification and supply, because I was in the Royal Engineers. In the Royal Engineers, it's one of the things that you did, okay? And it's one of the things I was actually really good at, from getting the filter and the water into the pump, through to the filtration unit, through to the VVD, and up onto that tower. And we were collecting 8,000 litres in a collapsible tank, and the medics then tested it to make sure it was safe to drink. Right, if not, you tipped the whole lot away. So it was pretty important you got the dosing right and everything with water supply. And then also, because I've worked in a couple of the major gyms around my city where I live, as a fitness manager and instructor, blah 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 blah. But one of them had the swimming pool and the hydro pool and the kids pool, and again, as managers, we were responsible for chlorinating that pool and making sure it was safe for people to be in. So I have got some background. I'm an absolute expert? No, absolutely not. So there's a disclaimer, but anything I say, fact check it for yourself. Anything I show you, don't just run out and buy it, fact check it for yourself. Look into it, learn what it is that you're getting. It's no point buying stuff for filtering and purifying water if you don't know what it is you've got and the dynamic of how it works. Okay, first of all, collection. It's an whole subject in itself, but basically you're better off to find fast running streams or rivers to collect your water from, and collecting it from where it drops over a waterfall or somewhere it's fast, because while it's moving fast, less things are living in it. That's really important. You can't just go into the hills and mountains and risk dunking your cup into water anymore and drinking it. Anybody who watched a little short I did with trying my grail out for the first time, you probably noticed I walked up the riverbank a bit. I weren't showing you the pretty water, I was making sure that just around the first corner there wasn't a dead sheep in the water or something like that. Okay, so there's a lot of things to consider, but as a rule of thumb, that's what you're looking for. Fast flowing water, normally that's coming off at a drop. That's the best to get. If all you can find is stagnant water, then if you've got nothing else, you would have to collect it, and that's when it becomes more important to understand how you can use the kit that you've got. Because for the start, chemicals, they don't filter out chemicals and biological things. That's why there's always this, it will do 99.99999% of things. They always leave themselves a disclaimer because something could go wrong. So nothing is infallible. Just a quick one, you cannot drink your pee, right? Forget what Bear Grylls says, he talks absolutely nonsense. No survivalist of any worth is going to tell you to drink urine. Your body has got rid of it for a reason. It's no good, right? So to put it back in there is not going to be very healthy, and it's going to dehydrate you even worse, okay? You can drink wee if you distill it, but distillation is not part of what we're looking at today. Okay, so you've collected some water, right? Now, these days, modern filters, it's like you saw with the Grail, I've collected the water, it takes 8 to 10 seconds to press it down into it, and then you can just drink the water, or you can pour the water into another bottle and do it again and collect as much as you want and take it with you. However, right, the more you do that, right, and you're always having to backflush filters, the less life they've got. Because if you are having to use reasonably stagnant, dirty water that's got all sorts of stuff in it, right, all that's getting into your filter and clogging it up, and you're killing the life of your filter. Okay, so we're going to start right back at the basics. What if you've got nothing? The only thing you can then do is boil water. You bring it to the boil, and I will always believe in a rolling boil for about 5 minutes. You get it to boiling point, nothing lives at the boiling point, leave it for 5 minutes, and then don't let it go cold. Use that water while as soon as it's palatable for you to drink. Yeah, because obviously the more the temperature drops back down, the more things can like wake back up and live in certain temperatures. Okay, so that would be my theory, but I truly believe in a rolling boil. People say, oh, it's at boiling point, doesn't matter. Yes, it does. I don't care what you say. I've been around this game for a long time. Rolling boil is really good. Okay, boiling water on its own and risking drinking it, unfortunately, is a last resort. You've got to drink when it comes to it. Drinking and then getting poorly in a few days, that still you might have to get fixed in hospital if you're poorly. You can't get fixed if you're dead. Okay, so this is what we've got to be thinking about. So, the first things that you can get hold of is something like this. You can buy this in probably supermarkets, shops that sell dining equipment and stuff like that, or you can get them in a pack off Amazon, and these are filtration bags for food. So I don't know, like when you're making jams and stuff, so all the seed, if you want to get all the seeds out and stuff. Right, this does not purify water. I say again, this does not purify water. However, if you add a filter or a bottle and you were to put this over the top of it while you collected the water, it will filter out anything that's too big to go through it. Okay, so bracken, things that can damage your filter, right? So it's actually quite a good little piece of kit to have, right? And that means you're prolonging the life of your actual filter. Okay, the next stage up from that, and we're still talking about filtration, would be something like this. This is a modern version of it now, but it's based on the original Millbank filter bag. Okay, it's just like a big sock and it can hang up, right? And again, it tells you exactly what to do. Thoroughly soak and massage the bag under water to loosen and saturate the fibres. If you don't do that, it just ain't going to work. Filter the brim, let the water drain out until it's level with the black and white transition line. After it's reached this point, the water begins to drain through and be filtered properly. Collect this water and boil it, or use chemical sterilisation. The Millbank bag is designed to aid further sterilisation, not to purify water completely. So it's telling you this doesn't purify water, it filters it. They're really good. They will get rid of a heck of a lot of stuff. Again, there'd be nothing wrong with putting this inside this and then dragging this back out, basically to stop anything big and sharp coming out of water and going in there. So basically, scrunch it up, get it all wet, fill it all the way up to the brim, and squidge it out a little bit, yeah, and just allow it to drain right into a bottle. Again, if this is the only thing that you actually had, yeah, what you want to do is have a look at the colour of the water before you start filtering it, and then have a look at the colour of water when you've filtered it. You'll probably find it's still murky. Put it back through. Put it back through. Right, you can refilter the water through these bags as many times as you want. Okay, so the idea is to get that water as clear as you can, and then, because your only other method is probably going to be boiling, or you're going to have to risk drinking it. Okay, so that's the very basics of filtration. Okay, and so purification, you've collected your water, you've filtered it, you happen to have something like these with your Oasis sterilisation tablets. They're in a different colour packet, but they're still Oasis. Okay, and it's 1 litre of water. You throw a tablet in, leave it for 30 minutes, shake it up, and it chlorinates your water. So if all you had was this, or both of these, okay, and you needed to drink the water rather than have time to boil it up and stuff like that, once you've filtered it a couple of times, drop a Steri tab in, leave it half an hour. The water is deemed as safe to drink. Can I promise it is? No, can I heck. Right, have I ever used these? Of course I have, because we used to use them in the military. Chlorine tablets. They were just a lot stronger. You only had to leave them 15 minutes then, shake them up and drink. It makes your water taste of chlorine. I don't know if commercially you can buy de-taster tablets. We used to get them, but they used to make your water taste worse than chlorine did. So, and the other thing is, it makes you thirsty. Chlorinated water, it's like swimming bath water. If you ever had a gobful of it, kind of makes you thirsty afterwards. Okay, but chlorine tablets, and again, once you've boiled it, if you're still not sure and you want it to cool down and you want to chlorinate it, it's safer to chlorinate than to not chlorinate. Okay, these again, reasonably inexpensive. All my products will have some in anyway, because these are kind of indispensable. You know, you can make water quite drinkable quite easily. Okay, obviously filter bags and stuff like that, you can just wash them back out and let them dry off, pack them away. So let's move it on a little bit now, and I'm going to go through what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 filters. I'm not going to go into all the specs, and I'm just going to show you the basics of them. So this one, they're actually quite hard to get now. It's a Vitality straw. I think it's as worn as Outdoors or something like that. Okay, there you go. Dink it in water and suck the water through there. Okay, and there is a spare filter. This is why I've got tape around that. There's a spare filter in the top of there. It's like that size of a marker pen. Oops, no, I dropped it. That size of a marker pen, and you can clip it onto stuff and stuff like that. But I mean, I have stripped this one down and had a look in it, and it is just fibrous, like cloth membrane stuff that's in it. So this, if I was high up in a mountain, yeah, I might risk to just chug it through that if it came to it. But it wouldn't be my preferred option. That's again a real backup. I decided that a long time ago. Okay, this is a Life Straw branded one that I bought when I first started collecting kit. I've had it years. I have used it live, but hardly at all. I've back flushed it regularly. Okay, so this is still got a lot of life in it. Again, yeah, or you can, on all these kind of filters, any kind of standard water bottle or these bags that you get, this will screw onto. So you could literally fill it up, screw it on, and put it into something to boil for drinking. You don't have to just chug it through them. Okay, then the other thing you've got is always the syringes, and obviously they don't work without this, but I've only brought one out with it. Basically, you can just add that one on if you're just going to chug it through. Okay, but realistically, if you're going to back flush your filter, you're going to force a pipe over the top of your filter, you're going to put that in the end, and you're going to literally push water through it under pressure backwards, yeah, to flush that filter out. Okay, so that's what they mean by back flushing. Again, nothing really rocket science. Yeah, you need to force water at pressure back through to just blast it out. In the past I have opened one of these up and it had a ceramic membrane. I don't know if that's what's still in them these days, because they've got various different kinds of filters going on now. Okay, so they're the two basic survival straws I've got. Then I also have this. This is, there's no actual brand on it. This is the Laxidar version of a water filter again. That's clearly the top. Sucking through that end, drawing water through that end. Again, if you really need to, if the water's a bit further away, you can whack that onto it, taking it back through, right. And again, it's got the same method to fix water bags and bottles to it at the bottom. So these are a lot smaller, a little bit lighter, but not much, to be honest. But again, because they've got that nice shape there, heck of a lot easier to back flush. This one comes with its own little back flusher, okay. But to be fair, when I put this in a different case, which I probably will, that will be better, just because it's got more in it. So again, got that ability to back flush your filter, keep your filter clean. So I keep all this one at the moment in this little it's an old sunglasses case, and that's where they came out of, because I always keep some Purity tabs with a water filter, which is why I've got so many hanging about today. Okay, I'll show you this one next. This is a new one. Me and Lisa got a personal water filter each, about 20 odd quid on Amazon. So basically you get two of these water bags with it, okay, and you get a separate filter. So basically you take off the top, your filter fixes onto there, then you can push it down. Yep, and the reason it's like this is so you can take it apart for storage, and then it stores down. Yeah, a lot easier to carry. When we went out in the Peak Districts the other week, the video that we put up, actually took this to test it that day, and I could not believe I could not find a single running water source across top of Kinder. Very, very unusual, because I know there's normally quite a lot, but it would just be that dry. So still not tested it yet, but at some point I will, and I've read up on it. It's got the same kind of specifications and reviews you'd expect from a good quality water filter. So like I say, at 20 odd quid, they're reasonable to have in your pack, because you never know when you are going to need water. Okay, I'll just quickly show you. This is the Grail that I've got. This is the Ultra Press, yeah, Grail Ultra Press. You can get titanium ones, all sorts. These are not cheap, right? These come in normally around 100 quid. I think we got this one via Amazon when I got it for maybe about 80, 90, something like that. Yeah, if you've watched a little short, the video, yeah, always take the top off to separate it, because it's a vacuum that it's creating, and it's not that easy to pull out. Okay, the filter's on the bottom, it's interchangeable. They reckon to the lifespan's about a year, but to be honest, it also gives you how many litres you can put through it. So I ain't going to just throw a perfectly good filter away after 1 or 2 uses after a year, because they're about 30 odd quid for filters. Okay, when you've filled it up to line with the water, you obviously have to press it back down. It's not very good on this table, it's only a camping table. We'll have to do it on floor really. Press it back down. It's supposed to take 8 to 10 seconds to press these geopressors down, and again that's about right on the video. And then you can just chug water out of it, or as I've said, you can pour water into somewhere else to collect and take with you. Really, really good. They are worth having, but they are expensive. And this is the modern technology. This is modern water filtration, okay, and purification. Last but not least, and this has actually saved an old group of us from dying of thirst once. because we all misjudged as water, red hot day, and by the time we got to Brown Knolling Peak District as a group, we'd run out of water. We were heading down Jacob's Ladder, the exact same place where you saw me getting the water for the geopress. I used for this. This is a life straw bottle. Lisa once bought it, mate, and it's absolutely brilliant, and it's got the built-in water filter. The downside of these is that you can't, because you have to suck reasonably, you know, to get the water through. So to try and pour water out, it's not really, it doesn't do what the geopress does. But I'm quite secure in just dipping this into water and drinking straight from it. Done it before. We all did it, and none of us at all felt any nausea or illness from it. Now this is what I mean about these little food filter bags, right? It's not rocket science. Just put it over the top before you dip it into water to fill it up, or under water, and nothing big's going in there. It's just getting rid of any bracken, silt, out like that, pebbles. You know, when you're collecting water from a natural source, there's all sorts could get in there, and that's just a way of protecting a little bit. So guys, that's presently, I mean, I've got more filters, but I'm just be showing you a similar thing again. It's just like, that's the mainstay of my water supply equipment. Priority 3, right? Fire's always priority 2 to me, because you can't boil water without fire. Yeah, so it just makes sense to me that you're somewhere near water, you know you can go and get water, and then it's not too urgent to do it. But when you look at how you can collect water, which we'll do at a later date, you don't always need to be near the stream to do it. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you find that useful. Check everything out for yourself before going buying it, right? Because if you go and mess up and get all poorly, that's your own fault, for just listening to other people and not actually going out there and finding things out for yourself. Knowledge is everything. Okay, take care out there, stay safe, and I'll see you all after. We don't prepare to survive, we prepare in case we survive. Survival is an instinct, and instinct is everything.